So like, what did I tell myself about why I wasn't good enough to be a coach? I'm not 8 figures enough. My brand's not big enough. I don't have enough followers. I'm not good enough. I hardly can run my moving company. And like when I just said, F it doesn't matter. And I broke those internal beliefs. I was immediately an influencer and a coach.
Well, here at the Paso Robles podcast, I have a special guest. He made extra special time for me. I have Austin Yarborough, and I hope I said that right.
Yarborough.
I've been practicing it. He's from Santos Bros Moving Company, and I mean, the first time I met him, I feel like he was starting off like this ramp, and then now he just hasn't come back down. So I'll let you take the floor for a couple minutes, introduce yourself, and tell them what you do.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. I'm Austin Yarborough. I'm a serial entrepreneur. My background, went to college, started a moving company. I'm born and raised in Paso Robles. Came back in 2018, just hit the ground running, just really implemented myself, or really immersed in the community in Paso Robles that I love so much, and continued to grow and grow. And on my self-development journey, I've been coached. I've been honestly spent over hundreds of thousands of dollars of actually professional coaching and consulting. And it's really compressed time for me on this journey. Now I own, my wife and I own 2 moving companies, one in California, one in Arizona, and then a coaching company as well called the Moving Army.
Yeah. So the Moving Army, you started that one, right?
Yeah, I actually really emulated one of my coaches, Andy Elliott. He has this Elliott Army, and I really loved the culture that it was, like the brotherhood. Mm-hmm. And in the moving industry, there's like Facebook groups and whatnot, but there wasn't like any frontline leaders that like, hey, I'm doing this today. This is the most modern stuff. I'm being coached. I'm doing sales training. I'm doing accountability training. And I'm doing like everything that I've learned put together too. Like there's coaches like Louis Massaro in the moving industry, which is like a OG guy. And then there's Grant Cardone. I've been trained by his team, and then the Elliots. And then I do a lot of stuff with like Alex Ramosi and training as well. So everything that I've done for service-based businesses is honestly regurgitated and implemented. And through trial and error, I found a lot of strategies that work well.
This episode is sponsored by Santos Bros Plumbing. Are you in need of a dependable and effective plumber you can trust? Look no further than Santos Bros Plumbing, your trusted local plumbers in Paso Robles, California. Call them now at 805-360-4679. That's Santos Bros Plumbing. This episode is sponsored by Lion Pro Flooring. Give new life to your floors with beautiful, professionally installed flooring. Whether it's hardwood, luxury vinyl, or carpet, your home deserves a quality you can feel and craftsmanship you can trust. Serving Paso Robles in all of SLO County, Lion Pro Flooring is your local expert in transforming spaces. Call or text 805-712-3710 for a free estimate today. That's 805-712-3710. Lion Pro Flooring, when quality matters. So with being coached by them, it seems like they have their hands in a lot of things, right? So, But being able to copy and paste what they're telling you onto the moving company, it's kind of cool because like, I mean, it'll work for everything, right? And maybe one day the podcasting world, you never know. But what made you pick a moving company to begin with?
So the coaching moving companies or being a moving company?
Being a moving company. Let's start from the gut.
So not a lot of people know, but I actually went to school up in Chico, Northern California, and everyone's like, ooh, Chico, the party school. I'm like, ooh, I pretty much worked the whole time. So I did a lot of party, but a lot of work and a lot of school, and came out debt free. When I was there, I was like a busser here. I worked for Shoreline Awnings, doing awnings in people's backyards. Like, so I had some experience in trades. I've worked for my grandpa's construction company. So I knew how to use power tools, and I knew like restaurant work, but I couldn't get a good job in Chico going to school. And I was going to Butte College up there. And what I ended up doing is I just worked for this chicken teriyaki place. Shout out to Teriyaki Chicken House. But I was really disappointed in myself. Like I didn't feel fulfilled. That I was not proud to say I was a chicken chef. Yeah. Like no girls want to date the chicken guy.
I'm sure you would have found a positive way to spin it.
I didn't have a dating problem, but I
You
wasn't
want some
really
extra
proud of
protein?
it. I know my roommates and my roommate's dog love the chicken I'd bring back.
Yeah.
But so I like one day I was just driving and I saw this guy from the gym I worked at, and he was in this big white moving truck, and it said 2 men and a truck. And I was like, that's like the meathead mover guys. And then I was like, shoot, like honestly, like I would be really good at that. I know I'd be really good. So I applied. I called that office, no kidding, so many times. The office was like, so you're Austin Yarborough. Like they knew me before.
Oh, like the 2 guys in the truck?
No, it's a franchise, but the office women that work there that I was hammering the phone on like every single day, like, hey, I want to come in. Can I come in tomorrow? Can I come in tomorrow? And that was the journey. Worked for there, became one of their top team members, and I was able to now financially support myself through college. I then transferred over to Chico, and then I started like, hey, look, like I really want to do this. And then so fast forwarding, like I had an opportunity where I was kind of doing some side jobs. And then, so I was kind of doing some side jobs on Craigslist. And then I had this, I knew you should do an internship. So it was like my, senior summer of college that I should do an internship now. And I decided that like, I kind of want to do the moving thing. So my dad actually at semester finals, it was like Mother's Day. He was visiting my grandma in Pacific Grove, and there's this moving truck for sale. And we ended up buying that moving truck for $4,500. My dad put down $500. My grandma invested $4,000 into Central Coast Moving, and now it's a multi-million-dollar business.
Wow.
And so I guess like the whole principle of college is awesome and you have all these skills, which really helped me succeed in this business world. But also that like I did turn down the internship and went full throttle. Like, I mean, there's this book I really love by Cody Sanchez called Main Street Millionaire. And I really think that the trades don't really have like the sexiest look. Like my new movement in social media is to make moving sexy.
Yeah.
It's funny, but it's true. It needs to be made like sexy. Like, and maybe, anyways. And so like the blue collar work is not sexy, but the newest millionaires in today's society are doing blue collar work and acquiring blue collar businesses. So it's extremely overlooked. And if you're listening to this and you have like a local business or anything like that, like anything is possible. And if you're thinking about doing it, anything is possible. Right now is a great opportunity. And there's acquisitions out there for people where the sellers finance it. And you can basically go into any business. My wife and I went into a 7-figure business in Arizona for $0 down. We took a $50K line of credit and the owner financed $50K.
Oh, wow. That's that's not a lot. Like if you really think about when you're acquiring another business, that's actually a smart move. This episode is sponsored by Valeria Hinoves with RE/MAX, your local real estate expert here in the Paso Robles and Central Coast. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, Valeria makes the process smooth, personal, and stress-free. She's bilingual, experienced, and ready to help. ¿Hablas español? Ella también. Call Valeria today at 805-212-6387 and let's get you a home. This episode is sponsored by Del Pueblo Furniture in Paso Robles. Skip the credit card headache. Talk to Roger and get 0% in-house financing on quality furniture you'll love. Visit them at 1030 Railroad and 10th Street or call 805-239-5942. That's Del Pueblo Furniture. Comfort you want, payments you can handle. Y sí, se habla español. Just ask for Roger.
It was a no-brainer. So that's like been a lot of energy has been going into like getting that branch back on track and things like that. And then it's just been such a journey that we've learned, like, I guess like rewinding. You didn't ask yet, but I want to just touch on this. Like, there's a lot of like, there's like a life lesson. Like I drew like this really hard line in the sand and being like family and business don't work. And, my coach, Andy, was like, no, it's not work-life balance. It's work-life integration. And so, Lauren was the first person that said moving isn't sexy to me. And it broke my heart. But when Andy pulled me up on stage one day and was like, when the first time I met him, and he was like, why why does she say that? And then he's like, maybe you need to change the way what you're giving her about moving. So since then, like Lauren's been in the business, and it's like working together rather than separate directions. Like the other day I had a post about like aligning your engines together. And I guess if you're listening to this podcast, like how aligned am I with my spouse?
Right.
And it's pretty crazy the things you can achieve when you're both aligned, and both, like, I owe a lot of the credit to what we're able to do is like my wife, and she's a superhero, superpowers that I don't have, but it really, like, we work really well together.
Yeah, and I think you're not only that, but like the people you had originally when I first started kind of like following you, I've seen they've developed a lot. Mm-hmm. So like I feel like those at some point are going to be key players for you to keep expanding to other places, right? Because right now you're in Arizona, it's you and your wife going over there often, right? Mm-hmm. I'm guessing you probably found one or two people that like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I train them well, make sure they do what I want them to do. If not, you'll bring somebody from Paso.
So funny story is we have already brought someone from Paso.
There you go.
Shout out to Nate and the team, Jay and Clay, and Catherine in the office. Like they've, that when we told them, like Clayton's eyes about rolled back in the back of his head, like, hey, we're going to acquire a company. He's like, what the heck? Like it's really been a journey. Mm-hmm. Like I felt like that, not like my level of leadership as I've had to develop, like it's now like room had to be created for them to develop. And it's like really proud moment to see them, like Jay, like we do sales role plays for the Moving Army every Friday. And like, just like, he is like the guy, like everyone's like, oh, I want to go. And like, just to see him as a leader. I mean, Jay just bought his first house, which is like a reflection, like, man, like that's a pretty cool thing to do. Not every small business, like you can work at and buy a house, or local business. And so Nate ended up, so we moved and got a rental out in Arizona. So we've been kind of back and forth. In February, we moved. Nate came out like in March, and then he was operations manager here, and he actually came in as a salesman. His first month of sales, he did $100,000.
So did he like blow everybody out of the water pretty much?
Pretty much. I mean, like Jay is a pretty veteran and Clay's pretty veteran. I mean, like compared to, I would put them against like anyone in our industry and they would probably kick their ass.
Yeah, that's good.
But I like Nate is just like, he just took to it like a duck in water. Like it was just so like, it was like in his blood almost. And he just says like, if you think like sales is like 93% energy transfer and 7% what you say, like he has just such great magnetic energy. And the thing is that I overlooked that. Jay would always be like, oh, I think Nate would be really good at sales. And like, I guess like sometimes you just overlook people in your business because like, I guess it's just like a thing to do. Like it's a constraint. Like you underestimate what people are capable of and you really underestimate what you're capable of too.
This episode is brought to you by Rad Scooter Deli on 6th Street. Craving something delicious in Paso Robles? Rad Scooter Deli on 6th Street has you covered. Enjoy tasty sandwiches, fresh salads, and smoothies like the Banana Nut Blast, my personal favorite. Kick back on the covered patio, sip on a cold beer and wine, and enjoy the easy parking. Order online for pickup or dine-in. And here's a treat. Use promo code PODCAST for $5 off your next order. That's PODCAST for $5 off your next order. Open daily from 6:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Rad Scooter Deli. Local flavor, fast and fresh. This episode is sponsored by Western Janitor Supply. They have cleaning supplies and equipment for any workplace. Call today at 805-238-2112. They provide an extensive line of chemicals, paper products, and floor equipment. Again, that's Western Janitor Supply, located in downtown Paso Robles.
Oh yeah, I mean, if we open that can of worms, there's a lot of things. Like some people, some employers don't hire somebody because they see how good they are, and they're threatened that they might take their job. Like that's also reality too. Mm-hmm. Like if this guy comes in and just kind of like starts taking over, like whoa, I hired somebody really, really good that might make me look bad. Yeah. What made you pick Arizona for the next step?
So it's funny. We were doing a podcast for the Challenge to Champions, It's a podcast we started. We have more of a content room because I'm not really like, it's just like, I don't really have enough time to make the podcast.
Yeah.
But we did a whiteboard session being a part of Andy Elliott's Brotherhood. Like that's one of the things that came with it. And last time I was on this, like, you know, Evan came out, which is like my coach on his team.
Yeah.
And like we did a just breakdown of like what we learned and like like the new ideas and beliefs that we have and the coachable moments. And then I sent it to every moving company owner I knew in my phone.
Oh,
Just to get views.
yeah.
And then it took like, that was in like October, November. And then like just by the universe, like, you know, manifesting. And then in the podcast, sorry to expand a little bit more, I said, I want to come to Arizona, get coached by my coach, bring it back to my Arizona company, spend time with them, pour my heart and soul into them, and then bring it back to my California company and put my heart and soul into them too. And like literally, I guess Kyle Pearson, I had known him from some of the moving consultants, and I actually like really loved his brand and always like was like, hey, he's a really cool guy.
Yeah.
And he read it and he was like ready to get out. And I was on a vacation with my family, and he presented me with this like sweetheart deal, and I was like, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us have opportunities. And it was kind of a manifestation. Like I was like, I'm gonna do this, and I was kind of looking and had my assistant like looking into it, and like my virtual assistant like looking into it, like which companies could we approach and things like that. And honestly, like I wish I could say like I hired a business broker and did that way, but it was kind of like, hey, like he had been ready to sell. And the company was like in retraction mode, and like he was just ready to get out and like walk away. And it was a good opportunity too. Like he came out, got to owner finance. He sold the warehouse he was in, got to spend more time with his family, get into real estate, and he'll probably do something else now.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by the White Wave Wellness. Choose to live a healthy and fulfilling life. Wellness is more than being free from illness. It is a process of change and growth towards a mentally and physically healthy lifestyle. Reach out to Jennifer Hale to learn more about how this water can change your life.
What other things are you wanting to do with not just the moving company, but with your life? Like, because I feel like I can see your brain working constantly. You're like, moving's not going to be the only thing.
You know, I really think that like there's always going to be a special heart or place in my heart, like for the moving industry. I've really looked into like, there's not a lot of coaches in like the service-based business space, like into life, like leadership, accountability, and sales training. I mean, like there was really like none like that I could find that was like actually focused
Like,
on that.
are you talking about here in the area?
In the US, like real coaches that are like real popular, can grow this and do this. Like there's really not like validated coaches that do it well, and not just like this phony stuff where they're in a Lambo and like, oh, like I'm the best coach. It's like, no, like I took my 7-figure business to an 8-figure business in 3 years, and this is how you do it. Like this is the work you need to put in. Like there's not a lot of people in the world that can do that and then become a coach, because this is two different, like an operator and a coach are two different things.
No.
And so that's something like there is like in the moving industry too, like potentially like there's this, like, I don't know, like I don't really see like my kids running a moving company. I'd like to like let them just chase whatever dreams that they have. And if they were like, hey, I like the moving thing, then do the moving thing. But honestly, like my wife and I have kind of been talking about like acquiring like a laundromat and doing like a linen business. Because like for our wedding, we had to buy linens because it was more affordable to buy them than to rent them.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a weird pain. And ironically, we so like acquiring more businesses, and that like honestly, I probably would do like less labor intensive, like dependent on so many people.
Yeah.
There's just like a higher risk that's attached to it. And then I'd be lying if I said like commercial real estate and business brokering like wasn't like a dream that I've had for one day. Like being able to acquire businesses and do the real estate transactions for them is like, you don't really tend to do business brokering without a license, just because there's always property attached.
Yeah.
But being able to like coach businesses like through it and like elevate people and maybe in an industry and help them acquire other companies is kind of like the full package to me.
Yeah.
So kind of a niche, but also, like I like blue collar stuff is like what I know.
Is that something you're wanting to promote more on your social media?
Like which part?
Just in general coaching?
Yeah, I mean, what I'm really focused on like right now is like not being like the moving guy. I think like on my social media, I was hiding behind the moving company and I let my personal brand kind of not really be represented. And now it's like Austin Yarborough, here's the moving companies behind it. Because like people buy you, and I in my journey, it's just like they buy you. So like, why are you not the brand? And the moving company just happens to be on your shirt or whatever is on your shirt. And so I guess like there's the new shift is that for me, like I want to be the people's hero. Like I want to be the person that like sets the standard, sets the tone, and that people want to be like, because like this is the work that it takes to earn this life. And it's no sugarcoat. This is the real stuff.
Yeah.
Waking up early, reading books, being coachable, being coached, going to events, and like giving back to your community. I think like that being the people's hero is like always like a calling that I've had. And I think that like there was always this calling, like you were meant to do more, but I like could only hear it like when the wind was like hitting it at like a certain angle.
Yeah.
And like a whisper. And then like when I finally like got into alignment with like who I was supposed to become and like doing things that I enjoyed more and like, like really being in that in that world and realm, then I started to hear it clearly, like, hey, like this is the message. This is the message. So like that on a personal level, that's like transitioning of my brand that I'm doing. And I actually have like core values that the Yarborough core values that I stand for. Here I texted it to my wife, and I was doing this with the moving army too. So it's basically you're thinking of like something that maybe at your funeral that people would say about you.
Yeah.
Like the type of person you were. And that's how you like break these down. So the Yarborough core values. Number 1, never settle. Number 2, get 1% better every day. Number 3, take massive action. Number 4, build others around you. Number 5, do what you'll say you'll do. And number 6, bring the energy.
Yeah.
And so like there's, I guess with like content, yeah, I want to be like a little bit more relatable, I think, because like a lot of it's just like business with like sprinkles on family and fitness and other areas of my life. And like I will kind of want to flip flop that where it's just like I'm doing my real life stuff more emphasis and more focus, where the business stuff is sprinkled in, because the business is kind of like gray and the sprinkles are really colorful.
Yeah.
And I think that's like where most businesses kind of fail on it on social media, is that like right now, like I'm not perfect, but I have it, I'm doing more entertaining and engaging informational things.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of businesses are just like, oh, like this static post of like a truck is going to like get people to like.
Or like it's just like a flyer with information. Call us here, and that's what they put. Boost, whatever. I've actually been testing that theory. So when I see companies like a sponsored boost on Instagram, I'll message them, especially if it's local. Hey, I would love for you guys to be on a podcast, so and so. No reply. So they just boost and forgot. And I'm just like, that's not good.
I'm like, I don't know. Like, and the thing is too, is like, I like run, like I have 2 assistants, one for Pearson and Austin, and then one for Central Coast that cut up and edit the social media posts. Yeah. But I'm on those, like I'm on those a lot. Cause like I'm actively engaging. And then I have my personal virtual assistant, Ludi. Shout out to Ludi. She like goes and like actually like is socializing on it, like commenting and engaging, because like, that's what I would say. It's like, hey, this is what I want to say. I need this done. I need help with this. And then because like that is like part of, it's called social media, because you need to be social.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people forget that. And then you wonder why like some people dominate it and some people don't. It's because you're not putting in the work.
Yeah.
And then for the moving company brands, like we've like quantity will outbeat quality every single time on just on a production basis. Like you're doing 1 good piece a week. I'm doing 7 okay pieces a week. If you looked at it like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then look like, here's my post, here's my story, here's my story, here's my story. I gridlocked every one of my viewers. Like, and that's how you get like tons of views, because at all times of the day, I'm getting you.
Yeah.
And that's not getting you, but it's like I'm showing you what I'm doing versus someone who's kind of showing what they're doing, or like on a really smaller scale. And like, so I think like a lot of it is like being really consistent and putting a lot more energy behind it. But with the moving companies, I want to now take a like spin it a little bit more towards like the sexiness of real estate and just be like, there just so happens to be like a moving truck or movers going around, but I'm doing a tour of the home, like with a drone, like nice camera and things like that. A little bit higher production, which maybe just like 2 or 3 a week of those, but then still doing my other stuff. So I'm elevating now, like, whoa, like this one's really cool. Hey, this is another video that's kind of cool, but this one's really cool, the one after it. So kind of like stepping up my game. And I think like I look at what the top influencers do and I'm like, they post 3 times a day.
Yeah.
And like they're going to put like, I'm like, okay, well, that's like another couple thousand a month to put behind this game. But if I want to go where I need to go, one thing that I've learned is the price that it costs is always more than you feel comfortable paying. So the cost is more than you want to pay, but it will get you to where you want to go. And so, which is kind of deep because like, we're always like, oh, that costs too much. But like, what if it didn't? What if it just was the right price mentally? Like, what if it was worth it? And there's this new sales technique that I learned. You just like put, like, you could put like, here's $1,000 in your bank or 1,000 followers for your business. Which one would you want? $1,000 in your bank. Yeah, it's your money. Or you could gain 1,000 followers and like, I want 1,000 followers. All right, let's do it. $1,000. Let's go.
Yeah.
Do it in 30 days. Like it's such a fast sales technique.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So who is it that you kind of like look up to when it comes to this kind of stuff? Because obviously you want to be your own hero, you know, be the hero of your own story kind of thing. But obviously for me, like I know I see certain people, I'm like, oh, I'm like kind of like inspired by them. So it kind of keeps me on track. I try not to like get sidetracked with like the negative stuff, you know? So is there anybody that sticks out mostly for you?
Like, yeah. So, I mean, I really love like, so I'll start with the women, but like Cody Sanchez, like just her like motivational, like woman power energy. Like, yeah, I don't care what the public has to say. And then like, there's like a Layla Hermosi stuff is good too. There's this new, like, I don't know her name, but there's this new like sales girl that's pretty interesting that I've been she's just like sales objections. And then Alex Hermosi's a big one. I really like, you know, I watch Andy Elliott's things, and then, you know, the Macklin twins, which is, you know, Evan and Ian, Dan Martell. I've been following a lot of his.
He just popped up on my feed, so I've been listening to, especially AI. It's popping up a lot. So he just kind of like started fitting in the algorithm.
And then, yeah, so those guys, I mean, like they're like, I'll even send here, like, I'll just see what I have. I send other people. So it's like, I have like a moving army group and on Instagram.
Yeah, there's this guy that goes around and asks millionaires and billionaires how they got their first million or something like that. I don't know if you've seen that guy like walking around in Beverly Hills or Florida. He'll literally just walk up, like, hey, you know, I can't remember the name of the channel, but like, he'll just get them to talk for a minute or two, and then once they start talking, he'll have them there for another 5 minutes because they're like giving them, you know, secrets. Be the smartest don't be the smartest person in the room, something like that. It was like all these things, and then like, and you treat your client like they're your best friend, you know, all these things, and it makes sense. It's just how do we apply it in our real world, not the, you know, how they did.
I right now I'm like on this new thing that like, you know, there's this like journey, like this is like pretty deep to me. Like I was like, my coach used to like, Louis Massaro was like the big moving guy. He's like pretty much retired now. I think I've taken his spot. But it, like him, he was like talking about faith and Jesus and the Lord and like all these things. And I was like, you know, I'm like Christian, but I'm not like all, you know, bringing this up and speaking events and things like that. And then like Andy was doing it, and all these top coaches are like faith, the Lord, you know, Tommy Mello is like A1 Garage Doors. So I'm like, what is it? And like, I went on this journey to like it was like an unspoken journey of like finding like why and how is religion intertwined with high level business people? Like, what is going on there? And I really I just figured it out like this last week, and I'll let everyone in on it right now. So, and like, don't take this in any offense. This is just the language and verbiage that I chose. But with religion, right? It's a belief system. And so like the reason why Christianity is so big is because their belief was stronger than everyone else's belief, right? Same with sales and everything, or a dream. Your belief has to be stronger than everyone else's belief, and manifesting things do come true. And so with religion and Christianity, it's that like there is a high level of faith. And you could use the term blind faith, right? That you don't need to see to believe. So there's this really strong influence of faith. And then the same thing, this is the same muscle that you use to manifest things as a business owner. It will work. I'm going to do that. It's worth the risk. I'm going to gamble. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. I'm going to become who I need to be. I am the person.
Yeah.
And that is like literally it. It's that like, there's this, like, you look at the most successful people, they're like so faithful. And like, that is it, like back against the wall, willing to risk it all. Because like that little like space, that little like chain and anchor that you put in between you and your back in the wall is literally keeping you from the next level. So when you can like let go, and then just imagine yourself like trying to jump this gap, like this, here's like this cliff, and here's this cliff, it's like this deep valley, and you have to jump across, but like you can't, you have this safety harness that will like catch you, but you can't make it across with that weight. But if you take it off and like go all out, you will make it to the other side. And like, that is the reality.
Okay.
The cold, hard truth. And so...
Yeah. So whatever it is that you feel like is keeping you back or holding you back, let it go. Give yourself permission to let it go too. And
like, I've been reading the book Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. He's like the ClickFunnels guy. And there he talks about internal beliefs and external beliefs. And this can go in all areas of your life. So like, what did I tell myself about why I wasn't good enough to be a coach? I'm not 8 figures enough. My brand's not big enough. I don't have enough followers. I'm not good enough. I hardly can run my moving company. And like, when I just said, F it, it doesn't matter, and I broke those internal beliefs, I was immediately an influencer and a coach.
Yeah.
An influencer is anyone that has people that are influenced by them. Like, it's all a decision. And so it's just, everyone has these things. Like I talked to this film team, like this, he came by my office and he was wanting to do some content with me. And I was like, well, what's your internal belief keeping you from like who you're meant to be right now? And he's like, well, I'm too young. I'm only 18. And I'm like, dude, like that's your superpower. Like you're young and ambitious and you're unique and you're different than everyone else.
No.
That's your, so like, instead of looking at these things like restrictors, like that's actually like the catalyst, the nitrous that propels you forward.
Yeah. 18.
Right. To be 18.
If I knew what I knew at 8, now that I know it at 18, oh my goodness, man.
Heck yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So, I know you and your wife now handle a lot of the business side of or have been handling the business side. What do you guys do aside from business? Because I know you said family and business integration, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, they're not going to see all the family side part. Mm-hmm. They're going to see a lot of the business part. Are you wanting to be a little bit more vulnerable in that end?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So what do you do for fun?
For fun, like when I'm in California, like my number one thing with like my wife and I actually go surfing with my dad on like tomorrow I'm going surfing.
Oh shit.
And then we get like a breakfast burrito. We split one at Hoagie's in Pismo, and then we'll walk the dogs on the beach and look for sea glass. Like that's just like that's like a really cool weekend day for me. And then Sunday, like in Arizona, we're going to church a lot, and here I've kind of just like there's been a lot. I mean, we're growing here. We're like 20-30% this year, so it's a lot of working. We're rebuilding our operations department, so it's. Sometimes it's even just like a giant rest day. For fun, we're going camping this year. just like standard days. Yeah. Like walking the dogs. I'm really love being at the beach, going to movies, pretty standard. I love fishing a lot too. We did some deep sea fishing, anything like on the ocean or water, like in Arizona. And hiking too. Like in Arizona, we're doing a lot of hiking and whatnot. And then it got kind of hot. My dog, like, it was like really, it's like funny. The sun there is just like a little bit brighter. So it's like, it's like not, doesn't feel so, it's like dry. I don't know, just like a shade brighter. And my dog is like 1 mile in, he's like, I'm ready to go back.
Oh my goodness.
And so we were doing a lot of hiking out there, and then it's really fun. Like we have this like thing called like you go on like it's called Resort Pass. So you basically can just go to resorts, and then like it's like kind of cheap. Like they're filling up their stuff, and then it's like you get a cabana for like $200 for the day, and at a water park or something when it's normally like $500-600.
Yeah. So
that's pretty cool. We've done that a few times, like going out to dinners, and there's this cool like surf park out there in Arizona. I got to get my surfing in. We tried rock climbing the other day. It was definitely, but there was like some kids tournament, and then we went to like a Diamondbacks baseball game.
Okay.
So just really like being active. I do love the gym. That is fun for me.
Yeah. I've been seeing you super early in the morning sometimes. And I'm not sure how late I've seen you there, but I know you have the Planet Fitness Black Card probably, so you can go anywhere because that's a must. But the gain station, dude, that looks sick. Yeah.
It's so cool. Like, so Stephen Herring, like one of the founders, there's a few of them, and I know this is like a husband and wife business venture for him too, which is really cool for him,
Yeah.
But it was like, he's been a mentor to me. Like I actually moved his mother-in-law like back in like 2020 to Idaho. And so I met him through like CrossFit Ergo over there. And like he just kind of connected. Like he's like, oh, did you move my mother-in-law? And I was like, yeah. And then he directed me to like Collaboration LLC, like business consulting. And then everything Steven said, I just did, you know, like I was just like super coachable, and was like, why would someone give me advice and I not take it? Like, I think that's the worst thing you could do is like get good advice and not do it.
Yeah.
And I think that many people like get so much advice and they just don't take any action on it, and then they complain why they're getting complacent. And I'm just like, and then I got really frustrated at that down the road, and I was just like, I'm just going to charge for my time. And then people started giving it value.
That's funny.
But back to the gain station. Yeah. I mean, I think it's really cool that it's like the 24-hour gym that I think everyone was wanting, and kind of in the North County, like Iron Jungle is kind of like just not like, there's lack of effort, I think, in my opinion, to like make it really cool. And it kind of feels dangerous. And that's just my personal opinion. And then Kennedy's always been awesome. And I think they just got some new equipment. So I haven't seen that yet. But I think that North County just really needed this like youthful energy that like makes this kind of the gym sexier.
Yeah. And
like a fun place to hang out and get out, and it's just like a really positive atmosphere. And it's really been cool to see it like grow. And then like all these people that I knew from high school that, everyone kind of was at different gyms, and now it's like the hub.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And then like, I'll see Steve in there and, say what up. So it's been honest. There's this gym in Arizona that's a super gym like that, the Hive. And we were working out there quite a bit. And so it's funny, like those machines at the gain station are like, they're even more custom, like really, really high. Like those are some of the top, like that is like the top level of gym equipment. So it's crazy to have it. Like we're so like lucky to have that type of gym here.
Yeah. And and you're right about having a 24/7 gym here. Cause I've tried Iron Jungle, wasn't for me. Planet Fitness is good, but then a lot of my motivation comes on the weekends, and they're not open 24/7 on the weekends. And, but seeing, I think they're taking like the gym, making it sexy, but at the same time, it's like, they're being really smart and like letting other people post for them. Does that make sense?
Oh, like reposting at Gain Station?
Yeah.
I think that's cool too. Like they like the hype is like tag us, and like it's cool. I'm like, but that takes like a really like open-minded owner, right? Like, hey, it's cool. And then it's like competitions, like guys are like putting their six packs and stuff. Like, it's kind of just like cool. to like tag them because you know that they're going to repost you, and I guarantee their accounts just like blowing up.
Oh yeah, I remember when they first posted something, or like first 6 posts, and I'm like, oh look, there's a gym opening up in the Tuscadero, and all of a sudden it just blew up.
Yeah. And you know, it's cool too. Like they like had like a free trial like period.
Yeah,
So a lot of people could try it.
like 3 days or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, like, is the hardest step is like with even going to the gym is just walking through the door. So create the least amount of resistance you could get someone in there. I bet you like the conversion is too. Once you get someone to walk in, I bet there's like a 50% chance they sign up.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is turn that wheel.
So talking about like marketing ways, or certain things you can do to kind of like convert customers. I remember when I first met you, you did a referral thing, like the golden ticket. Is there anything else like you've implemented since then, or like how do you get, what's your ideal customer, and how do you get them as a customer?
So like our ideal customer is like Bob and Susan. And usually these are real estate referrals. I've done a lot of like really like relationship building.
Yeah.
I think that's really what separates like good companies and great companies is like there's actually a relationship to stand on, and like the business owner will go above and beyond the call of duty because not everything goes perfect. Like nothing ever goes perfect actually.
No. How many times have we tried to get in here and
and so so we still have the golden tickets. I mean, I love doing that. I mean, I always want to like treat clients special when they're referrals. We now have like an affiliate program. We've had an affiliate program, but it's kind of just like kind of weak. So we have an affiliate email like every month. It goes out like recipes, just kind of interesting, like business updates, but like more of like kind of fun and lighthearted. Just so like, and then it highlights the affiliate of the month, and we're mailing like a special gift card to them. And then, we do like a $50 referral now. So we have a program that basically works with our clients and affiliate personnel, and like when they submit a lead through that, it tracks it, and then at the end of the month, once the move is completed, they run little audits for me, and they send the client. And like what's funny is I wasn't seeing most things in business like take 90 days. Like so everything you have to give 90 days to work. So turned it on in January, turned it off in March, kind of early. And then it wasn't until like April, May. And then I think in June, I talked to him again. And I was like, hey, look, like I want to see how this is going. I want to reinvestigate this opportunity, because a lot of times I've tried like 3 times to push something through. And it's the 3rd time that it actually
gets traction.
Traction. And so like, then they're like, oh yeah, like you've had $50,000 of referrals. And I was like, holy shit, that's like a 15x investment. And so, or like, or 20x or something big. And so that's been really powerful. Like utilizing referrals is huge. Thank you cards, mailers. I mean, it's pretty traditional in our industry to do all those things. But I really think that like speaking to Bob and Susan, like they're going to trust their real estate agent, and like I have to be the best version of me to be able to be trusted with clients. I think that putting your like the worst thing could happen as like a referral is to put your neck out there for someone and your client gets burned. And guarantee there are some clients that like most of the referrals like know that client's kind of a difficult client in general. Like there's no surprise that there was some little thing. But like it's just kind of keeping them in the loop too. Like, hey, like, just want to say like, thanks for the referral, this and that, like touching base on it. And then I also think just like showing that, like, I think that my personal brand has been so important to build, because like, if I do these hard things every single day, going to the gym, burpees and all these push-ups and all this training and coaching, and I get paid $0 to do that, what happens when you do pay me to do something for you? How disciplined do you think I'm gonna be?
Right.
Like it's like, whoa. Like this guy means business. And so like, I guess that's like why it's so important to have a personal brand online, is that like who you are when no one's looking is really who you are. And if you can show that to an audience that like you're, really going after it and really want to grow, I think that the universe will respect that.
Yeah. Respect that and reciprocate it. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, like and like what's crazy too is like last year, or time's been flying so fast.
Yeah.
It was like, so it was probably it was like 2 years ago, or no, it was like last year because I started working with Andy. I mean, like I'm hanging out with like 8-figure business owners, sometimes like
Yeah.
almost 9-figure guys. And I'm like, man, like I'm not an 8-figure business, you know, like I'm a small guy. And it was like so uncomfortable and rattling. Like it rattled me so much. Like we grew, we grew like 50% last year and like doing really great. Everyone's happy, but like, I like kind of wasn't happy inside. And I had this like with like me or something, like something was missing. Like, so there's like self-doubt and like, I kind of like had to have this like ego death of like who I am and why I do this and like really redefine myself. And I do this to help people. Like that's really like why I enjoy it, is to help people. Like I really truly enjoy that. And I believe I recreated like who I was and what I'm doing and where I want to go, like take it another level serious. And I think that your ability to recreate is like each chapter of your life. So it's like you're recreating as a father, recreating as a husband. So it's like, when are you going to recreate next? And like, what skills do you need to learn to do so? It sounds kind of like ooh, but like, that's really the truth, is just like your ability to recreate yourself is how fast you're going to grow and succeed.
Yeah. Yeah. I was listening to a podcast, I want to say Diary of a CEO, and he had a guy on that was talking about how, let's say he was using playing a video game as a metaphor. Like level 1 took him like a couple of days to beat. Level 2 took him like a couple more days. Level 3, it gets harder. But then he starts back again from level 1. He breezes right through them. But once he gets to that level that he never beat before, it gets harder again. Mm-hmm. So you're constantly having to relearn how to beat the next level. But you make yourself stronger and stronger and stronger, so you can go through 1 through 10 like that. So I think that's what I see you doing. Like, and it's a good example you use right now, because I never thought about it this way. If they hire you and they see how like dedicated you are to everything you do, what are they going to think when they actually hire you? Like that's the kind of guy they're going to get to begin with. Yeah.
Yeah. Like how you do anything is how you do everything. And
right.
I love your point. Like that's a really good, like idea, like conceptually, like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Because like it does get harder. Like honestly, like even right now in today's economy, like it's not like honestly, like 2022 had better sales and 2023 had better sales and 2024, or like 2023, I think had like the best sales of like the last few years. And it's kind of on a down, trend, but like we just as Americans, like have to get better. Like we have to with technology and like, it's like, I always think that it's gonna get easier. Like once I do this, I'm gonna have this. Like there's always like, once I get blank, I'm gonna get blank. But it only gets harder.
Yeah.
And then,
it never gets easier.
And then like, it's just like you prayed for more.
Yeah.
And so like by praying for more, you're praying for more problems. And you just get better,
Yeah.
And then as you get better, this is the craziest thing that people don't talk about. As you get better, you gain these new skills and things become easier. And then you're magnetically attracting like all these opportunities to distract you. And then like you have to like constantly like narrow your focus onto like, what is the next, like, what am I really focusing on? And like, sometimes you have to like burn things down that you're like kind of halfway through to focus on the things.
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. You got to focus on things that actually are working, Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I feel like I wanted to ask this question as you were talking right now. I was like, if you had to start over, would you?
Moving or
just in general? Like if you got another business concept, everything starts from zero. How confident are you'll get to that 7-figure again?
I would give it 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah.
Shorter span too, huh?
I mean, we're going from, because like with Pearson, it's a super saturated market. Like if anyone doesn't know, moving companies in California are like highly regulated, workers' comp, general liability,
Right.
just everything California has to give. And then so Arizona, like you just need DOT license. And so like this a different game.
Yeah.
And so like that company was like in retraction mode. So it's like now like we've been basically like building it back up like to what it should be. And it should pay for itself this year.
No.
So but any business, like I've like kind of had this idea of like commercial truck washing. Like if I like needed to get to 7 figures, like because I felt like that's the like because I always contingency plans like, okay, if everything got taken away, what would you do? But then I was talking about it and I was like, honestly, like I could be like a VA company that like hires virtual assistants for people and then like actually get a marketing company. Cause like if you think of doing things that you love, like I would do that shit like 15 hours a day.
Yeah.
And then just like really grow businesses. And I would probably trade my service at some point for like equity. And then I would build that company up and up and up and like become like part ownership in it. And then that's, I probably would like, that's probably how I pass like $1 million in the year.
Yeah.
But also in sales too. Like, you know, it's like everything, like the thing that I think it drives me nuts is that people think like I'm a moving company and it's just like movers in a truck. And it like kind of breaks my heart that like I haven't painted this picture yet for you that honestly, the smallest thing that I do is moving. Like moving is game day, but like it's like not who I am. Like I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have a sales team. I have an accounting team. I have a fractional CFO. I have a marketing team. I have an operations team. You know, I have a media team. Like I'm an operator. And I think that like, that's the thing is just like I was on a journey to expose is that like, I'm not just the mover.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be just the mover. Like I want to be a resource for the community and like a pillar of like, man, like this guy fires me up and I just want to like go do something fun, you know, go do some stuff.
Yeah. Go get dangerous, you know?
Go get dangerous.
Let's go ahead and wrap this up because I want people to sit with that information. Where can they find you? Instagram, all your socials, and what message do you have to like end the show?
With Instagram, it's official Austin Yarborough. Just official Austin Yarborough. It's like a yellow background right now. Central Coast Moving is my California company. So just Central Coast Moving. And then the other one is Pearson Moving. They're both kind of run the same, but there's like whole different teams. It's like a whole separate life. I think like to the audience, I'd like to just say like, you can do this. And like, I guess the homework for them would just be like, write down what you stand for. And then like, what are you telling yourself the reason why you can't do it? Because in reality, like that is actually your superpower.
Yeah. And
to flip that and reframe it is like going to be so enlightening to you that it will change your life.
Yeah. I think, I ditto. Yeah. Whatever the reason you think it is that's stopping you, that's actually the reason you should be going.
Exactly. Like, but I just want to give you a shout out, man. Like, thank you for being so persistent with me. I mean, it's awesome to be on here and featured. I've been watching your business grow and featuring other businesses. So if you're out there and you're like, I don't know, like about doing a podcast, like Miguel makes it so easy. And it's just like such an honor and a privilege to be able to work or, do a podcast with him. And it's honestly like amazing for social media content. So if you don't have a team, he's a wizard. So check him out. How can they get a hold of you if to ask for resources like that?
Yeah, so for people looking for podcasting solutions, video podcasting solutions to be clear, is Instagram is EasyF Media, email is easyfmedia@gmail.com, 805-769-0630. I am super lazy on doing work, so I made it super simple. Thanks, man.
See ya.